guys are having a lovely day. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that college taught me. Now I want to clarify because I went to university, so in Canada it's a little different. I know in the US they use the terms interchangeably, so it's like university slash college, you know, you see it in the movies, college, but here in Canada it's a little bit differently. College is more like hands-on and university is like all theory and writing and everything. So I actually went to university and going into my 4th year in September, so it's gonna be my last year. And I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. There wasn't like one specific major that appealed to me the most. So I mean, I loved watching like crime shows and like TV shows, Criminal Minds, that sort of thing. It didn't bother me, like Bones and stuff like that, like forensic anthropology. So all of those things were of an interest to me, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I'm sure that's so relatable for so many of you. So if you're like from high school watching this, like, it's hard to know what you want to do for the rest of your life because first of all, high school doesn't prepare you enough because, you know, a job is obviously practical work. So in high school, you're just like, unless you're doing internships, which internships aren't even good enough because, you know, you're just doing like the dirty work. I just want to say that it's okay if you don't know, because I know so many people who are like in their 40s and their 30s who are still figuring it out, and there's just this huge pressure to figure everything now. I don't understand what it's coming from. Like, I understand that our parents want the best for us, want us to get good jobs right away, but like, that's the ideal situation. It's not always gonna be like that. And if you're pursuing something that you really want to do, it's gonna take time, it's gonna take work. So here are a few things that I've learned in my college experience so far in my 3 years. The first one is how to break down. Like, I have breakdowns almost every single day. And most of them has to do with my procrastinating habits. I just never learn. It's like I always prioritize other things. So I'll have like 10 essays to do, a test the next day, you know, haven't even opened my I was gonna say haven't even opened my textbook, but I haven't even bought in textbooks since 1st year. Like, that's how behind I am. Like in 2nd and 3rd year, I just like didn't buy textbooks completely because they were so expensive. And so you really just, I mean, like when you have so many things to do that day, you know, an essay, a bibliography, annotated, you know, APA style, and then you just go home and you just fall into bed and you just nap. And of course you can't fully enjoy that nap because that voice in your head is like, deadline, deadline, you're gonna die, go do it. And so you're like napping, but like you're like guilt napping. Then you wake up from your nap and then you start watching the TV show that you've watched a million times already. So for me that would be Friends or Gilmore Girls. Just watching and repeating every single line, and that's how I break down. And then it will be like 11 o'clock at night and then I'll start actually like starting my 10-page paper. And you think like I'm kind of being like over the top, but like that's literally what college is. You just work so hard that by the time you get to like university, you're like, I've given you everything that I've given already. You learn to kind of finish a 2-week worth long length assignment in the span of like 2 hours. So if that's useful in the future, I guess. So to kind of go along with the first point of breakdown, I guess the consequence of that is failure. And so the second thing that I learned from college is failure. And it's something that you don't expect because you kind of expect to do really well with minimum, you know, effort. And then you realize that, nah, you gotta put the work in. But then sometimes that's not enough. 2nd year, I was trying hard, and then it just never would be good enough. Like, you would have to literally sit there memorizing the textbook, you know, never going out, never doing anything else. And I didn't want to have that life, and also I was lazy. And so I guess I just prioritized other things. And so you just really learn to fail in things. And not, I mean, I didn't actually fail any course, but I did really, really bad in a few courses. And it's just other life situations kind of fall into it. You think that like school is kind of this like one thing that you're just gonna be amazing at, you're gonna study so hard and do this and that, but you don't add all of these other bubbles around it. So like friends, work, like drama, life, you know, just everything entangles together. And then when you're having just like these background things happening in your life, you definitely don't want to like put effort into school. So it kind of goes back through the breaking down part. You break down maybe because of other things happening in your life. All of that plays a role in you just like not having enough motivation, not like working hard, and you just learn to accept low grades. And literally in college you'll get like a 60 and you'll be like, yes, like honestly, like I'm dead ass serious. And obviously that has consequences too. Like I applied for an internship course for my 4th year course, and it needed like a GPA of at least like a certain thing, and I just got just below it by like 0.3, like less than the actual needed it was literally below like 0.3 for that. And so obviously those habits have consequences on you. It's just a motivating factor for me now to work harder and possibly get that internship second semester, you know? You learn that not all of the courses that you thought you were going to be good at, you are good at or that you're interested at. And so it's just like a bunch of trial and error. And the third thing that I learned about college is endurance. And you really get to see the big picture of what you're doing. Like when you're stuck in like courses and your classes, when you're not interested in what you're studying, and I'm talking obviously from personal experience, you don't see the big picture, you know? You just sit there being like, why do I need this course? Like so many people complain from high school, and including me, like, why do I need math in my life? I'm never gonna like do the Pythagorean theorem like in the grocery store and stuff. And you just learn to be patient and endure that, because first of all, you have no other choice. You gotta do it, you gotta get it done. And sometimes when I'm like doing a deadline the night before and I'm like, it's gonna get done by me in an hour or 2, maybe 3, but it's gonna get done. Like you're learning perseverance, the fact of like never giving up. And it's so easy to give up. Like me and my friend would just text message each other like every single day and be like, I can't do this, I'm dropping out. You know, the memes on Facebook and Instagram, I'm dropping out, like I'm this close. So that kind of helps relieve the stress knowing that you can't actually drop out. Like I would in an instant like that. I actually would. I definitely am one of those people who believe that not everyone needs university and college, even though I didn't have a choice growing up. But you know, depending on the field that you want to get into, maybe like practical experience is more important, or you know, internships, or just like the hands-on thing, you know? Just kind of shows of like who you are as a person, because not everyone can endure that, but you're learning these lifelong skills. Maybe it's just to like figure out that that's not the life that you want, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. The next thing I learned is having a different perspective. So college is all about balance, and that's the one thing that I am not the best at. You kind of learn to just give yourself grace for it, and just, you know, learn to listen to yourself. And I know that can sometimes be contradictory, because if your voice is like, I don't want to go to class, and then it's like an everyday thing. Like if you're like a really hardworking person and you're like getting in all your deadlines, and then just one day you're feeling exhausted and burnt out, just listen to that. Just, you know, skip a class that day, take a bath, watch your favorite movie, you know, just take time to relax, because this time in your life you're never gonna get back. You're only young. YOLO, you're only the young ones, but it's true. Like these 4 years are gonna just fly by, and those years you can never get back. So if you're just always stuck in a textbook, just living for school, then you're not gonna experience every other thing that you have to during that time in your life. And maybe I'm just trying to, you know, justify my actions. Of course, if you're a hardworking person, I'm not saying not to be. I'm just saying that it's just not the only important thing in life. And so if you're only getting like 95s in every single like subject and stuff, but you're not, you know, experiencing life with like friends, you're not having like adventures, you're not traveling around, you're not like meeting new people and this and that, then it's kind of like a waste, because when you get out of school you won't know those like life skills. So school definitely does not prepare you for life, so we all know that. And the last thing so far in college that I've learned is that it's okay to have a change in interest. You know, you go in thinking that you want this major, but then you realize that you hate it. Like you hate it with a passion. Like I remember in my second year just sitting there in a crim course, Googling like exchange programs to like England or like New York, or just passing the time in any way possible. You have to be more open-minded. So if you're in first year and you're only thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna get into the bubble of this. No, you'll have so much time to get, like, if you're in a criminology major, for example, you're gonna have so much time to do like crim courses second year, third year. Of course, look at your prerequisites and see what you need. But I mean, for your electives, try to branch out and take courses that you may normally not think that you like, because it really surprises you. You actually have an interest in it. It just makes it a little easier. And so I went in thinking I'm gonna double major in criminology and sociology, and I realized that I hated sociology. I wanted to do something in professional writing, like I did a course in second year, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. We just had to do like 6 nonfiction writing pieces, and professor picked me. It was like a small knit group, and he picked me to read my story in front of the class, and he just like said that it was really well done, and it's just that really like made me feel good about myself, of course. And so I really enjoyed that course, and so I continued. And then I only in third year I actually added that professional writing and communications major to my degree, so that you can still graduate in time. But if you need another semester, another year, you're not gonna die. It's never going to kill you to like take it slow. So it's okay if you take a year off of this and that. You know, like, there's not just this one bubble and one path where you have to take. Everyone has their own path, their own way of doing things. And if their pace is a little slower, that's okay. Maybe there's a job out there for that specific time that you finish, specifically designed for you from God. Like, God will show you his way in any form, in any part that you're in, whether you're like a year slower, a year back, you know? And you are where you are now, and you can't change that. And I just wanted to say congratulations to all the graduates. I know my best friend graduated this year, my other best friend graduated, and it's just an amazing time where you can kind of just learn to step back and see, okay, like what are you supposed to do with your life now? Like, where is God gonna lead you? The sucky part about, you know, the college and university experience is that you really learn to feel like inferior, like you're not smart enough, that you're not good enough, that you're not intelligent enough, because all of these kids, all of like these science people are doing amazing. They're getting like 95s, 90s, and you're just here like barely like passing on. You know, like as much and as hard as you try, like it never gets better. But I just wanted to let you know that your experience right now is only temporary. You know, it's never gonna stay like this forever. And it certainly does not determine your future. Like, you getting bad grades does not determine your future. Maybe you could just use that as stepping stones to kind of try harder, not like a factor in determining your future, because you are, and those grades don't define you. They don't define your personality, they don't define your intelligence at all. Like, so many people I know who are older, they're always like, oh, like I miss university. Wherever you're in, you're never fully satisfied and fully happy, because you're still looking for other things. You're still looking for like the school is out of the way, so you're looking for like friends. When you have like a great group of friends, you're looking for, you know, a partner. When you have a great partner, you're looking for a great job. And there's just always factors that are just gonna be missing, because that's life. And that's also the beauty, because you get to find what you fit in with the most, you know, kind of like finding a missing puzzle piece of yourself, because life would be so boring if we just had everything figured out. I'm sure that everything will be okay. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.